Lively Run Dairy, based in Interlaken, New York, is one of more than 130 vendors selling New York grown or manufactured products at Taste New York markets throughout New York State. Lively Run Dairy partner Steve Messmer recently stopped by Meadow Run Dairies in Lawton, New York for an in-depth interview about Lively Run and its unique relationship with Meadow Run Dairy's goat milk facility. The full version of the interview can be viewed separately. This is a shorter clip of Steve describing Lively Run's line of artisanal cheeses. Spotlight on Lively Run Dairy's cheeses.
The front row of cheeses here are goat cheeses. So this is what all of our goats here on the other side of this barn enable us to do. And I will add too, one of the very good aspects of our relationship with the Gabels is milk consistency and quality. So Jen's been working hard. It's always hard to start up a goat herd, and she's done a fantastic job. And the end product is consistent milk quality, so that we can continue to make cheeses that hit the standards that we want, and that's what's happening now. And so what we have here is our goat cheeses up front. The first two are blue and our gold. This is Cayuga Blue. This is a unique cheese. It's a pure 100% goat milk blue cheese, and there's only a handful of those in the country. And I think we were one of the first, if not the first, goat blue in the nation. We were documented early on with that cheese and won some national awards with it. And it took a long time to develop because goat milk and the qualities of goat milk are very different than cow milk. So developing the blue cheese and getting it just right took a long time. Right next to it is our hard-aged goat cheese called Finger Lakes Gold. That also won first place at American Cheese Society, first in its class in 19, the year before COVID. Not only that, it placed in the top 15 cheeses for best in show in the country out of, I think it was 1,500 cheeses there. It's also pretty unique. It's hard-aged goat cheese. We've had a lot of interest in this product, beyond New York State, and this one we're looking to ramp up into some bigger distribution. So that's our newest cheese, I would say. That's been under development in the last maybe 8 years. Then we have right next to it our Feta Cheese, which is 100% goat milk feta. And Feta cheese is real Balkan fetas are always goat or sheep. And so that makes them pretty exclusive. There are a lot of fetas in the domestic marketplace that are made out of cow milk. But the real deal is usually goat or sheep. So, and that makes goat or sheep milk fetas a little pricier because of the cost of milk. But the flavor profile, the structure, and if you're into feta cheese, is way different, and it's what feta people are looking for. Then we have our chevre, which is the typical soft goat cheese that most people are familiar with. And this one happens to be herbed with some za'atar, which is a Middle Eastern spice mix. We have it in different herbs or plain. This is our highest volume seller, and we've been making that all along, right from the beginning. Whereas these other cheeses, we developed later as the business matured. I would add that this right here is a bloomy rind cheese, a brie cheese made of cow milk. And I don't have a sample of it with me here today, but we have a goat milk version of this as well, called Lakestone. We just don't have any currently, but it's a similar cheese in goat milk. So behind our goat milk cheeses represent about 80 to 90% of our total production. And then we have a number of cow cheeses that we've been developing in the last, I would say, 5 to 8 years. So we have our cow milk blue, which is very similar to our goat milk blue, only it's cow milk. And it's amazing because the milk or the cheese make methods are very, very similar, but the flavor profile is quite different because of the milk. So it's always a fun comparison to do a side-by-side tasting with the two blue cheeses to see the difference that the milk makes. Then we have our Lake Effect Cheddar, which is our version of a cheddar cheese. And it's quite different than, I would say, New York cheddars, in that we follow a little more rigorously the cheddar make procedures that are used in Cheddar, England, cheddar being a place. And our curd structure is more pronounced, so it's crumblier, and you can actually sort of see curds when you break it up. Then we have our Shire. Our Shire is a cow milk Gouda that we brine in a local beer from Shire brewery near Ithaca, and that's why it's called Shire. That's a tasty cheese. And then we have a Gourd Trail Gouda, which is the same as a Shire, essentially, without the beer brine. So this is straight up Gouda. And then, as I just mentioned a little bit ago, we have our Blooming Rind brie cheese made of cow milk, our Sheldrake Moon. And again, we have a goat milk version called Lakestone. So that's our product lineup.
Now made exclusively from goat milk produced at Meadow Run Dairy, Lively Run's award-winning artisanal goat cheeses, along with other Lively Run products, are available at many Taste New York markets throughout New York State, in addition to being available at the Lively Run Farm and Cheese Shop in Interlaken, numerous fine restaurants and wineries throughout the Finger Lakes, and many regional health food stores, farm markets, and supermarkets across New York State and beyond. See the Lively Run webpage, www.livelyrun.com/where-the-cheese. Products are also available through Lively Run's online store. Lively Run Dairy, in partnership with Meadow Run Dairy, is another example of how small businesses in New York State are continually adjusting to changes in the economy and markets, and is one of the many businesses working to make locally grown, manufactured, or processed and packaged foods, beverages, goods, and services available to consumers throughout the state, region, and beyond.